Hello everyone. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. This is Mentor Anna, your trusted mentor in starting a digital business. So welcome. It's Feb 10. It's past 9 o'clock in the evening. Kamusta po ang inyong Tuesday? How is your Tuesday doing so far? I hope you all had a wonderful, productive day. And maybe some of you are already resting, or maybe you are on your way home, or kayo ay ngayon pa lang kakain, right? So good evening, welcome. And if this is your first time to see me live on my Facebook pages, LinkedIn, and YouTube channel, ako po si Ana Montesa. I am a former accounting and finance professional at dating isang hospital CFO. I've worked in the corporate world for 15 years, and I'm a proud digital business owner for 5 years. So I started the business 5 years ago, and 2 years later, ako po ay nakapag-retire from my corporate job. That's why I'm very passionate about helping mga kapwa kong accountants who also wants to create life beyond their 9 to 5. All right. So if this is your first time to see me live, and I would really love to know wherever you are watching right now, please feel free to drop in kung saan ka man nanonood ngayon, whether you're here in the Philippines or outside the country. I'd love to know kung saan ka man nanonood right now. And, you know that our community is global. All right. So for today, it's a Tuesday, and if you have been following my social media accounts, every Tuesday we are talking about something that is related to our mindset. So if this is something that you are also inclined to also learn, so for today we are going to talk about your environment is shaping your results more than your motivation. And I wanted to talk about this tonight, no, because there's so many people that they try to blame themselves when they don't really move forward. It can be in business, it can be in anything, no, that's really important for you. Sometimes they say, nakawala akong disiplina, hindi ako motivated enough to really move forward, for example, in the business, or to move forward with my goal, but most of the time, that's not the real issue, right? Because the truth is, yung environment mo is really shaping your results more than your own motivation ever will, right? So let me, remind you on and share with you one of the things that I also learned from Bob Proctor, if you're familiar with him, that, he thought that our mind is being programmed by repetition and our own environment. So what does it mean? So ibig sabihin, what you usually hear every single day, what you see every single day, at kung kanino ka nakikinig every single day, these things actually quietly shape how you think and decide. So what happens is yung ating mind, your mind, doesn't question the familiar information. What happens is, since it's familiar to them, they accept it. Especially kapag paulit-ulit mo siyang pinapakinggan, paulit-ulit mong, in-expose yung sarili mo doon sa concept na yun, or dun sa tao na kausap mo. If that person is a negative person, most likely you will also adopt the same mindset. If that person is with a fixed mindset, you will also get the same fixed mindset, right? Especially if you keep on repeating, if you keep on repeating your exposure with that type of people or that type of environment. So of course, just think about this, no? Kung lahat ng tao that surrounds you is tired, um, nagko-complain parati sa buhay, and they are stuck in survival mode, right? What happens is that really becomes your normal. But of course, not because that you really want it, but because it your mind really adjusts to what it is being surrounded by, right? So what happens is, kapag ganun na nangyari, is your motivation will fade, and then your environment will stay, right? Like in my case, now, just to share with you, like for many years, my work environment was all about corporate, right? And if you are also a corporate employee, and you are also an accountant like me, you're also a finance professional or corporate professional, any particular function, especially working in the corporate world, right? We always, work, or do our conversations is really all about revolving around deadlines, right? revolving around meetings, yung mga reports, right? Of course, budget is there, and of course, the never-ending pressure of always performing, right? Or making a better performance compared last year. So that environment really shaped how I thought about success and earning. Na kailangan magpagod ka, kailangan mag-overtime ka, kailangan ibigay mo yung best mo kahit abusado mo na yung sarili mo or kahit you need the break, you have to really keep on performing because that's how the environment is. So for those people na 'di ba minsan napapansin natin na um kapag uuwi ka ng maaga, people will always, sometimes question you, "Aba, ang aga mo umuwi," no? Because for them, if you go home late, it's really not the usual, right? But if you extend time and work overtime, and work late, for them it's really normal, right? So they don't really question. So what happens, that was my life back then. So kahit na gusto kong magkaroon ng time, freedom, and flexibility, yung thinking ko really stayed limited because that's actually what is being done by my own work environment. My work environment stayed the same, right? And things began to change when I start to expose myself to a different environment. Now, this environment is where there are so many people that really talk about, systems, leveraging systems, automation, and building income differently. And this environment that I'm talking about, no, it's really about the business environment that I started 5 years ago, right? So when I first started the business back in 2021, officially started the business in 2021, hindi ako nag-quit ng job ko, hindi ko rin pinuwersa yung sarili ko na magbago overnight, you know. I just simply changed what I was really exposed to. Now, instead of, being, spending more time to really um, continue pa rin what I've been doing in my working environment. Now, since I started the business, I started to expose myself to a different environment inside the business community. So that's actually where I learned na kailangan mo palang, in order for you to become successful business owner or entrepreneur, you have to really let go of the 9 to 5 mindset. You really have to let go of the employee mindset. But of course, for me, it really took time, no? But with the help of the business environment, with the help of the training that we got in the business, may mga topics specifically on mindset, no? And they'll give you a lot of resources kung ano yung mga pwede mong basahin, especially if you really want to really work on your mindset. So that environment really helped me to shift slowly and gradually from being an employee to becoming an entrepreneur, right? So some of the things that I really want to share with you na napagdaanan ko rin, no, as I shifted my mindset from, an employee to becoming an entrepreneur. Now, number one, your environment really programs your standards. So just think about the people that you really surround yourself with, right? So kung yung mga tao that you surround yourself with are always limited, parating takot, parating negative mag-isip, parating they wanted to stay in their comfort zone, right? Now, what happens is if you surround yourself with that type of people, most likely you will also be the same as those type of people, right? So totoo yun na if you are surrounding yourself, for example, with millionaires and successful entrepreneurs and growth-minded people, you will also adapt the same thinking. You will also adapt the same mindset. So some of the action things that you can take as early as today, if you really want to change your environment, right? Now start noticing what conversations you are actually, you know, constantly surrounding yourself. Ano yung mga usapan, yung mga napag-uusapan mo, especially with those people that you surround with, right? Ito bang mga tao na to, for example, you decided to start a business, for example, you wanted to level up in your business. Ito bang mga tao na to that surround you, do they really push you to move forward or they try to keep you small? Right? Of course, you don't need to cut these people, no? You don't really have to immediately, ignore them. But you just really need to be intentional with what you listen to or who you surround yourself with, right? Now, the second tip that I wanted to share with you is motivation fades, but environment reinforces habits, right? So the action step that you can do here is can start with replacing one daily input. For example, you wanted to refine or improve your mindset, right? Kaya yun yung isang weakness mo, or you lack self-belief. So most likely it really boils down to your mindset. So one of the things that you can start, ako yun ang sinimulan ko when I first started with my mindset, because I had that awareness na kailangan kong baguhin how I think, how I see myself. So I started with listening to a podcast on mindset. So one podcast that really helped me back then was the Mindset Mentor podcast. And I gained a lot of learnings from that really helped me back when I was still working. And then it really helped me to really shift my mind to be focused, no, and really listen to what are the possibilities, no, yung positive things na pwede mangyari instead of focusing on the negative ones. You can also start with a short training, for example, or especially if you are into social media, you can start by looking at content that really expands how you think about work and income, right? So instead of watching mga negative stuffs in the social media, why not, search for those key speakers, no? Yung mga motivational speakers or successful entrepreneurs, and get some ideas, right, on how they, you know, work on their mindset if that is really one of your area for improvement, or for example how you can um, plan. For example, you wanted to start a business, how you can start planning and moving towards that plan, right? So ang dami mong makikita in the social media, but it really is up to you, right, to really follow the right content and be able to feed your mind with the positive things. And when you do that, it will also influence your mind on how you see the things that surround you, how you react to your circumstances that happen in your life. So it really is important, right? Yung mga small exposure that you're doing daily, that will really help you strengthen the area that you need to work on, right? And the third but not the least is growth needs a supportive environment and not pressure. So some of the action steps that you can take here is you can start putting yourself in spaces where learning and growth are normal, right? So even if you are quiet at first. So what happens is your mind really adjusts faster than you think, right? Because if you are surrounding yourself with people who are pushing themselves to go outside their comfort zone, at first, if you are not yet used to that, it may feel uncomfortable at first. But when you keep on surrounding yourself with this type of environment, it will become your new standard as well. So hindi ka na ma-awkward. Everything will feel like it's part of your new identity, right? So some people will say, sinubukan ko na pero nasubukan ko na to before pero I really lost motivation. Usually nothing was really wrong with them, and they just went back to the same environment. That's what usually happens kapag we are trying to start building new habits. And since we are still part of our current, old environment, kapag na-expose ka ulit or you stay that long again in the old environment, babalik at babalik ka pa rin sa old habits, right? Sa umpisa lang naman, it's going to be challenging, no, because you are trying to build new habits. But, if you keep on doing that small habit every single day, that will become part of your routine, right? And when it becomes part of your routine, it will become part of your new identity. Now, other people, they stay consistent, not because that they are stronger, but because they keep on surrounding themselves with the right environment that really supports their growth. Kahit mabagal, kahit dahan-dahan, right? Because these are the important part of growth, right? Because you can't really do it alone. So it really is, more effective for you. If, for example, if you wanted to learn how to build income online, so really have to look for the perfect business community, right, that can support you with that. well, apart from the training, the mentorship and coaching, may makukuha ka pang lessons from those people you see also in the business community who are also experiencing the growth, experiencing the mindset shift, experiencing the transformation, no? Hindi lang ito sa income, but also in their mindset, right? So for tonight, I want to, ask you, to invite you again to ask yourself this question. Is my environment helping me grow my income or mindset, or keeping me where I am, right? So that's very important, no? And again, just like what I always share with you, ang importante is really the awareness. That's where the change begins. You start becoming aware that, start asking yourself questions kung tama pa ba to o hindi na. And that's really the reason why that, this digital business really mattered to me, because it didn't just give me, the income that I really expected. No, it really placed me in an environment that supported the new thinking that I need. Shifting from an employee to an entrepreneur mindset, and of course, that really helped me to come up with better decisions in my journey. So, if you really want to see how the system works, the community that really helped me shift my own environment, my own thinking, my own mindset, and you wanted to learn how this digital business really works, so just comment the word start or just send me a message, and I'll walk you through the process, no, step by step, with clarity and no pressure. So that's it for this evening. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure to be sharing these insights with you, because these are the things that I've been also experiencing, since I'm into my study with the Bob Proctor program, and I hope that this episode really help you to think also and assess, if your environment is something that helps you grow, or pulls you back to stay in your comfort zone. All right. So thank you for being here with me tonight. So happy Mindset Tuesday, everyone. Again, your personal and financial growth really depends on what you are exposing yourself to. So for tomorrow, I just wanted to share this with you. So tomorrow, I'm very grateful because I was invited again to become a guest in an interview with a business peer based in US. It's going to be at 10:30 in the morning. So if you are free tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning Philippine time, please feel free to join us, as I'm going to share again my story, and with the hope to inspire more corporate women, mga accountants and finance professionals who are, looking for a way to really start creating your life beyond your 9 to 5. All right, so that's it for me tonight, guys. See you again tomorrow, and bye for now.